Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self Healing. It's a book that I wrote after I healed myself from cancer naturally without using the medical model, no doctors, no pills, not even any special diets. I simply changed the way I perceived my body. I changed the way I was seeing what was happening to my body. And I started to realize that there was nothing that was happening to my body. I started to understand that my body was responding to me. My body was responding to my consciousness. We live in a world where we have been taught to distrust our body. We are trained that our body is sort of like a closet, like this dark space where, ghosts might be hiding in the closet. There's a monster in the closet, right? We're taught that we better go and get checkups and get, you know, pre-screenings and go look to see if there's anything hiding inside, waiting to get us. And this simply drives a wedge between us and our bodies. It actually makes us fear our bodies. And we cannot heal something that we fear. We can't heal our bodies if we distrust our bodies, if we don't like our bodies, if we hate our bodies, if we don't want to be in our bodies. We cannot heal those scenarios. The body needs our love and it needs our trust. It needs us to be able to understand it in order for us to heal it. We live in a world where we're trained to distrust. Those people over there living behind that imaginary border, they're the bad people. Those are the enemies over there. Distrust your enemy. This thing that's happening to your body, it's a disease. You have to fear the disease and fight the disease. Just like those people over there across that imaginary border. They're the disease. World War II, we were taught that a certain group of people were a disease and that they needed to be shipped off to isolation camps because they were the plague. We've been taught that our bodies are the plague, that there's something wrong with them, that we can't trust them to heal themselves, that when they're not operating exactly as we wish for them to operate, that there's obviously something wrong with them. Well, on my own healing journey, when I found myself facing cancer, I decided that that was not going to be my reality. I made a very conscious decision to not manifest that as my reality. And in today's world, cancer means chemo or radiation or pharmaceuticals or radical surgery, many, many visits to the doctor over many, many months, and then many, many months of checkups and tests. And I refused to do that. I did not want that to be my reality. In fact, I had absolutely no interest in that being my reality. in the current state I was in, I realized, I've created something that I didn't mean to create. I'm not completely certain how I created it, but in that moment, I took full responsibility for creating it. And I knew that uncreating that circumstance meant that I needed to create a completely different relationship with myself and my body. I knew that I was here to become masterful as a creator. And I knew that the cancer was a miscreation. I made an oops. It seemed to be a pretty deadly oops at the time. But I started to realize that my direct path to healing was the direct path to my soul, was for me to get back into alignment with myself. As when I grew up as a figure skater. I had this body that did anything I asked of it. I completely trusted my body. If I wanted to jump in the air and spin around 2 or 3 times and then land backwards on one foot, I trusted that my body could do that. If I wanted to spin super fast like a top, I trusted my body to do that. And it did that. And as I grew older and I was no longer skating on the level that I was skating, and I was having to look for a job, I had to go make money, earn a living. It started to induce major stress in my life because I didn't see a job that fulfilled my soul. I knew there was something else that I was here for. I didn't see anything out there in the world that fulfilled my soul's purpose. And I wasn't even sure at the time what my soul's purpose was. But I knew that this constant stress over money and jobs and failed relationships, I knew that all of this stress what was causing my body to quote unquote malfunction. And I knew that I had to repair my relationship with my body and myself in order to heal. So my path to healing was a path inside. It was to go inward and discover my soul, my soul's purpose. Why am I here? Why am I here in this crazy backwards world where nothing makes sense, where we're living in constant states of war, constant states of bombardment by chemicals, constant poisoning of our air, of our waters, of our food supply? None of it made any sense to me. And frankly, I didn't really want to be here. All of which were contributing to the miscreation of my health. So on my journey back to health, I had some major revelations when I went inside, when I got quiet, when I started asking questions of Mother, Father, God, of my soul, of the universe. I started asking to be shown, what do I need to know? And when I finally got my mind quiet enough, I was shown, hey, Lisa, your body is not being attacked by some killer disease. Your body is responding to your consciousness. It's responding to the input you're providing. And the input you're providing is input of stress, of worry, of doubt, of fear, of resentment, of anger. All of those things are generating the miscreation. And I was shown that my body had always healed itself. Every cut, every bruise, every break, every sprain, every cold, flu, mumps, chickenpox, my body had always healed. And I was shown that cancer was absolutely no different than any of those other things, other than the fact that we have been trained to believe that it's a killer disease. What I was shown was that, just like Abraham Hicks says when they're one of their famous quotes, it's as easy to create a castle as it is to create a button. It just depends on where you're focused. Are you focused on a castle or a button? Right? It's just as easy to heal from cancer as it is to heal from a cold. But there is so much fear embedded in that word that we start to distrust our bodies. And we cannot heal our body if we distrust it. The current medical model isn't really a very big help in this because they perpetuate the fear. And they teach us to battle the symptoms. And what are we battling? We're literally battling our own bodies. We cannot heal that which we battle. It's simply not possible. Because war is a disease. War is a real disease. The other diseases that we're taught that our bodies have, those are all implied. They're all assumed. Our bodies are not diseased. Our bodies are responding to our internal conflicts. Our bodies are showing the battle wounds that are going on in our minds. When our mind is conflicted and we don't know what to do, and we're angry with somebody, or we're in doubt, or we're in fear, when we're self-devaluing, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not wealthy enough, whatever that is. When we devalue ourselves, when we devalue our bodies, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, all of those things. If we believe those things, our bodies are going to reflect those things. Because that's the job of the body, is to reflect, to embody our state of being. And if we're in a state of being stressed, depressed, anxious, angry, all of these are going to show up in our cellular structure every single time. Our bodies are not the problem. All of the programming from the external world is the problem, teaching us, training us to be in battle mode, training us that we're not divine, that we're not grand beings of light, training us that we're not sacred. This is where the disconnect happens. This is where we get disconnected from our own divinity. We get disconnected from our greatness, from our innate brilliance, from our natural radiance, where we get disconnected from the love and light we are. And when we're disconnected from our own love and light, those things do not flow into our bodies any longer. All of the lines of communication between our divinity and our humanness get severed. And the living life force energy that naturally flows through those lines of communication, those meridians, the chakras, through our light body, that flow stops. So our bodies stop receiving living life force energy. And when our bodies stop receiving living life force energy, they start to wither. They start to fade. They start to malfunction. They start to die. They start to age. We're not meant to age. We're not meant to have bodies that are malfunctioning. But we're taught that our bodies are the problem. The body is not the problem. The problem is our disconnection from our divinity. The problem is the false matrix programming. The problem is all of the misaligned messages, the distorted messages that we're receiving from the external world, from the systems of the world, the religious system, the government system, the medical system, the educational system. All of these systems are designed to separate us from our divinity, to separate us from the love and light we are. So in order for us to actually, truly heal once and for all, we have to be able to embody, bring into our bodies the love and the light we are, which means that we must be able to love our bodies. And what does that mean? Because you say, I don't even like my body. How am I going to love my body? We love our bodies by allowing our bodies to feel love. And it's not love that comes from the external world. It's not love that comes from someone else. It's the love and the light that we are as souls. Love is a frequency, and it's available 24/7. People who have children, pets, loved ones, people, we can feel love at any time simply by placing our attention on it. The pet, the child, the loved one, they are not the source of the feeling of love. They simply draw what is already inside forth so that we can feel what's already inside. The love is not coming from the pet or the other person. Yes, the pet, the child, the loved one, yes, they love us. But the love that we feel is the love that is already inside us. what we feel is not coming from the other person. In order to heal our bodies, we must allow our bodies to feel love. This is what is meant by loving our bodies. That term, loving our bodies or loving ourselves, we have been programmed to believe that that is narcissistic or egotistical. If we cannot love ourselves, we will never feel good. We will never experience ultimate health and vitality, because there will always be that inner voice of I'm not good enough, or I don't like me, or there's something wrong with me, or I don't fit in. All of those false voices prevent us from loving ourselves. But in order to heal, we have to actually love ourselves. We have to allow ourselves to feel love in our bodies. Why? Because we are made from love. We are beings of love and light, created from the divine, from the love of Mother, Father, God, creators that create with love and light. Love and light is the core essence of who we are. And it's time for us to reconnect to that love and light so that we can heal not only ourselves, not only our bodies, but the earth and all of humanity. Because it's time to create heaven on earth. It is time for the darkness to be eradicated from this planet. It is time to stop the wars. It is time to stop the spread of dis-ease. There's a lot of money to be made from dis-ease, whether that is in the form of war or physical ailments or a feeling of being a lowly human, a born sinner. All of these things create dis-ease inside. And our bodies reflect that. It's time for our bodies and our reality to reflect the divinity that is truly ours. It is time for us to embody heaven on earth. And in order to do that, we have to allow ourselves to feel the love we are in our bodies. When we're feeling it in our bodies, we know that we are tuned in to that frequency, that we are aligned with that truth. In order to heal your body, you must love your body, because your body is part of you. And you have to be able to be the love you are. It will not come from a pill, and no one else can do it for you. All healing is self-healing. It's up to you. You are a grand being of light who has chosen to be here in physical form at this time. You have everything you need to create anything you desire, including radiant, vibrant health. Are you willing to be the love you are so that you can create all that you desire? so that you can create the health and vitality that is rightfully yours. This is what's possible. Are you willing to look beyond the pills? Are you willing to look beyond the messaging? Are you willing to be the expert on you? You are 100% in charge of your own state of being. And when you are in charge of your state of being, you can be as healthy and happy as you desire to be. This is what's possible. Are you willing? Are you ready? I hope this is helpful to you. If so, please feel free to share this video with others that may find it helpful. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel because that helps me get the word out. Thank you so much for watching. Until next week, create for yourselves a great state of being, because only you can create your state of being. Thanks for watching. You can find me at connectingyou2you.com. Bye for now.